Music is celebration, and we are blessed at Ascension to have a breadth and beauty of music that reaches all of us. And I'm talking with Jim Garvey. Jim, as you know, has been with us for over 20 years. And before that, Jim, you had a significant life in sacred music. How did this all come about? How did you get called into this life?
Church has always been a vital part of me, dating back to my time as a youngster.
So you were nabbed at an early age.
Yeah, I was trained at the factory, I would say.
The warranty seems to still be good, I'm glad to say.
I hope it hasn't expired.
The tradition of Anglican music is really rich. It's deep. Some of the most wonderful music, sacred music, is a part of our tradition. It must take a bit of juggling to honor that and yet also bring in newer things, more contemporary things that might speak to other people that don't share necessarily our love for that type of music.
The core things that are so wonderful about our tradition will continue, and it's just up to us church musicians to find out what is the best of the new things that are being produced and incorporate those so that there is a good mix. It is a rich tradition and one that I think Episcopalian person should be very proud of. When I was younger, this denomination was almost regarded as the Cadillac, if you will, for music. It was one that we were sort of encouraged to get to know when I was in school, and I just feel very privileged to be a part of it now.
One of the things I've noticed about you is that you spend a lot of time with the kids' choir. There's several rehearsals a week, you go on retreats with them, and you have a very interesting and great way of connecting with the kids, treating them more as musicians than kids. Why is this important to us?
Well, I think there are many reasons for that. First of all, I think that the current kids that we have in our kids' choir will eventually be the adults in somebody's parish choir. I certainly hope that to be the case.
Indeed.
I see that as the continuation of the tradition. And it's just wonderful to get to pass on the tradition, see them begin to have new worlds open up. As I reflect back on how I was getting to experience new masterworks of the literature, it's fun for me to think that they're getting exposed to these wonderful things, and hopefully they'll enjoy those things as much as I have.
You're sitting before a wonderful instrument, and I know that it was here when you came here, but you've also been a very good steward of it and helped with some updates on it. How do you feel about this instrument? This
instrument is a beauty and really a never-ending source of rejuvenation. But imagine you pulling stop by stop and just losing yourself in the beauty of each sound. I would say that's very much the case of this instrument. It also works very well for the Episcopal service. It's very easy to play services on it by virtue of its size, by virtue of the fact that one of its divisions on the topmost keyboard is situated behind the case of the rest of the organ. It gives you a slightly more distant, ethereal quality, makes it much easier to accompany on. So yes, this instrument is capable of doing an awful lot of things very well, from Baroque music to Romantic music to modern. It's a joy to play.
I think a lot of times we don't realize how much time you put into it, but you have a large congregation to play for. What's that like?
First and foremost, I think that the music in any church music program is very much the handmaiden of the liturgy and the rite. That certainly comes first. Hopefully everything we do at this end of the nave is serving that purpose and enhancing the liturgy, enhancing the rite. It is a thrill to get to lead congregational singing. I hope that the organ does a good job of doing that. We certainly have a good room capable of supporting congregational song. So that would be the best part of the job on Sunday morning, and certainly the most fulfilling one, getting to lead congregational song in hymn playing.
Jim, all of us that have been on this wonderful musical voyage with you appreciate you, and I thank you so much for taking the time and talking about it today.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to talk with you, David.
It is your gifts, joyfully given, that allow us to create this music and to lift up a joyful noise unto the Lord.